the pitch. And that's strike 3. He goes down on strike.
Ouch.
Joella Minotti steps up. Into the motion and the offering. Low and inside. And the count is 1-0. The coach calls timeout. Now pitching, Melissa Waters. From the stretch, the pitch. Swung on. Tattoos that one. And that's an out. A throw to home. None of you saw that, right? 3 left on. Now pitching, Omar Stefano. Gwen Lee is the first one out of the dugout. The stretch, cuts to the plate. Strike 1. Yes, not fair. Into the motion and the offering. Strike! We don't like this game. No out. Takes the stretch and the pitch. Ball 1, 1-2. Here's the motion. Here's the pitch. That was ball 2, and the count is 2-2. He's ready now. Fires. A bouncing ball. He gobbles it up. First out. Maynard McElroy steps up to bat. Into the windup. Pitch on the way. 1 out. Here's the motion. The delivery. Strike!
Good times.
Into the motion. The pitch. Send him back to the dugout. Petra Chekhov comes to the plate. He's set. Cuts to the plate. And the count is 0-1.
All right, welcome to Backyard Sports Center on Twitch. We are jumping right into this game as that one bonks off Mo Vaughn's head. What a way to get it started here and jump right into it as Petra Chekhov gets to first base. Wisely stays there as Mo Vaughn collects himself after that bonk. So we are picking up here in the bottom of the first inning. We have a HL game, a humongous league game. Game number 2 here between Whiff Spree, the Melonheads, and Can't Wait to Fly, the Giants. Can't Wait to Fly went on the road and won game number 1, although they didn't have to travel too far as these two teams have the same home field. We had an eventful first inning that saw no runs. There was a bases-loaded situation, and nobody ended up scoring. Can't Wait to Fly ended up getting out of that jam to keep the score at 0-0. So with 2 outs now and Petra Chekhov on first base, we see our first pitching substitution for the Melonheads. Kenny Kawaguchi comes in to pitch, the king of the slow ball, as Sammy Sosa fouls that one away to the right side. So now Sammy Sosa is down, no balls, 2 strikes. Kenny Kawaguchi winds and pitches. Swung in a long fly ball foul up the right field line. So still 0-2 for the perennial power hitter Sammy Sosa, who swings and misses. Kenny Kawaguchi gets out of the inning and strands the runner at first base. So an eventful first inning, but no runs scored for either team.
One on first.
As we head to the top of the second, 0-0. So the Melonheads, they need to win this game. They are down 1-0, and they need to send it to a game 3. And they're asking Kenny Kawaguchi now to do that and get that rally started here in the top half of the second inning. Kenny swings, and it's a soft ground ball back to the pitcher. But it's taking a little bit too long to pick that up, and Kenny Kawaguchi rolls his way up the line and is safe at first base. So a little swinging bunt that Melissa Waters, who's not known for her defensive prowess, struggled to get to in time, and Kenny Kawaguchi is aboard for the catcher, Murray Goldman.
She's set. The delivery.
As Melissa winds and fires, and strike on the upper right-hand corner, a good pitch from the Jason Giambi clone.
The motion and the pitch.
Winds and fires on the 0-1 and swung on in a sharp ground ball. Tony Del Vecchio picks it up, throws to second base in time, and the relay out at first base. A double play.
Stefano.
Good throw there from Luan at second base. And all of a sudden, from 1 on, nobody out, we have nobody on and 2 outs. As we get to the first baseman, Omar Stefano, who swings and hits a fly ball to right field. Reese Worthington looks like he's under it. He bobbles it for a second, collects himself, and makes the catch. That's the classic Reese Worthington experience in right field for you. But he makes the play. The side is retired, and we head to the bottom of the second. Still 0-0 in this must-win game for the Melonheads. So Kenny Kawaguchi stays on the mound as we see Maya Woodruff, one of the really good catchers in the game, come up. First pitch swinging. That's a line drive to Jane Davis, who bobbles, jumps, and makes the catch. She said, "Reese Worthington, hold my beer. I can do the same thing." Maybe not beer because they're kids. Probably hold my juice box is a more apt saying there. But an eventful first out from Jane Davis, and that brings up the third baseman, Tony Del Vecchio,
One out.
as he looks at a ball low and inside. So ball 1. Swings and hits a fly ball to right field. Timmy Unger is under it and makes the catch. So 2 quick outs here. 3 pitches and 2 outs. Quite efficient from Kenny Kawaguchi. And that brings up the pitcher for the Giants currently. That is Melissa Waters. Also plays first base as she takes low and inside. You can see a lot of slow balls here from Kenny Kawaguchi. He's got one of the best slow balls in the game. The rest of his pitches not as developed as that slow ball, but they don't need to be when his slow ball is as good as it is. Although I say that, and Kenny Kawaguchi is behind in the count, 3 balls, no strikes to Melissa. So we'll see if Melissa is taking all the way or if she has the green light. She does have the green light, but she hits a long fly ball foul. A foul ball home run because that was crushed, but well foul. So Melissa did have the green light on 3-0 and almost connects for the first run of the game. But alas, we're back to a 3-1 count now as Kenny thinks. Don't know what he's thinking about because he's throwing a slow ball. The pitch. Swung on and hit up the left side. That's going to get through and down into left field for a base hit. Jane throws it into Stan Olofsson, and we have a base runner with 2 outs. That's Melissa Waters. She's a little slow, so she's going to need some help getting around the bases here. So she's going to need Aaron Harris, who's playing shortstop today, to definitely get that ball into the outfield to help her progress around the bases. And that's another ball from Kenny Kawaguchi, so falling behind in some counts early. And there's ball number 2, so another count that is not favorable for the pitcher here. The windup, the 2-0 pitch, taken all the way. That's a strike at the top of the zone. So 2-1 now for Aaron Harris. The windup and another ball. So another 3-1 count here for Kenny Kawaguchi. The 3-1 pitch taken all the way, just misses. And so after 2 quick outs, Kenny Kawaguchi can't find the strike zone. And we've got 2 runners aboard for the right fielder, everyone's favorite, Reese Worthington. The ever-polarizing Reese Worthington, I should say, because people either love him or they hate him. Personally, I love Reese Worthington as he swings and misses on a good slow ball. What else is coming from Kenny Kawaguchi? You know it's coming, but you can't stop it. That's how good it is. So Reese Worthington down in the count now. Kenny Kawaguchi finally gets ahead in a count. And that's another pitch down and just catches the zone. So 0-2 now for Reese Worthington, trying to stay alive and keep this inning going. But no, keeps the bat on his shoulders, strikes out looking, and the inning is over from Kenny Kawaguchi. So 2 innings played, 2 hits for both teams, no runs. And we head and we're back to the top of this very, very dangerous lineup. Whiff, who won the Junior League last season with an incredible offense, was led by Jane Davis. Has Jane Davis again here in his first HL season, and she's been doing a fine job for him. So we'll see her in this inning in a couple of batters. But first, we see Stan Olafson, 0 for 1 today, fouls off the first pitch, 0-1 now. As Melissa winds and fires, and that is swung on and drilled to left field. Going back is Sammy Sosa. That's got some carry. That is gone. Stan Olafson, a little line drive home run that sneaks over the fence. And the Melonheads have what they need, a lead in game number 2. So Stan Olafson with 80 power, which is not normally consistent home run power, but it was enough there to get the ball just over the fence, just out of the reach of Sammy Sosa. And we see Jane Davis now, who I just previously mentioned, who helped lead Whiff to the JL championship last season, and has helped lead Whiff to a very respectable rookie HL season as she takes well low and inside for ball number 1. She winds up and swings at a pitch, a soft ground ball to the catcher. Catcher has to dive, and safe at first base is Jane Davis. So another little swinging bunt there that is trouble for this slow catcher-pitcher duo. And so Jane Davis is aboard safely for the next of these power threats in this lineup, Zena Fromm, which is just such a scary back-to-back threat here to face Zena and then Jane Davis, as Zena Fromm looks at a pitch low and outside for ball number 1. So both of these batters walked in the first inning as part of that bases-loaded jam that Can't Wait to Fly was able to get out of without giving up a run, as Zena looks at ball number 2. And now ball number 3, so we may be seeing an intentional walk here. But Zena's going to swing at that one. She is not going to accept her walk. She's going to make Melissa Waters work a little bit harder before taking her base. And there it is, ball number 4. So another intentional walk. And just like that, we've got 2 base runners and nobody out for the Melonheads, who already have 1 run from that Stan Olafson line drive shot, looking to tack on and build this lead, as 1-0 most likely will not be enough to win this game, because as good as an offense as this team has, defense is certainly not their strong suit. Not the worst defense in the world statistically, but you look at the players' abilities like Jane and like Zena, who are great offensively, but just not known for their defense. So they're definitely going to want to score more than 1, as Timmy Unger, who's 1 for 1 with a single today, looks at strike number 1 and then swings through strike number 2, as Jane Davis is looking to maybe get a little bit of a head start. She does. Oh, now she's caught a pickle. I thought she'd go back to second. Luann Lee is trying to get... Oh, she's safe at third base. She just gets in under the slide. I for sure thought Jane Davis was dead to rights there, but she makes it to third base, and honestly, she's not even that tired. My goodness. So what could have been really bad there, what could have been a misplay from the coach, what could have been an out from a base running mistake, turns into runners at first and third now with nobody out. And we see a pitching change here now. Luann Louis is back on the mound as Tim Younger faces his 0-2 count. The windup and the pitch.
Ball 1.
Just a little bit low and outside as Zena Fromm will take her base. So
Over to third.
Jane thought about going home, but wisely retreats back to third. No more pickles for Jane in this inning, hopefully. So the runners advance, second and third now, nobody out. Tim Younger, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Looks at a ball high and outside, just barely. A good take on a good pitch from Luann. So 2 balls, 2 strikes now. The 2-2 pitch swung on, and that is drilled to left field. That's going to get down. That's going to score another run. Jane Davis crosses the plate, and it's 2-0 Melonheads.
Watch out, it's the hit.
So the Melonheads are cooking. You can see why their offense was so good all season as they're moving the base runners around here. And that brings up Mo Vaughn, the first baseman, one of the perennial first basemen in the game. He's
Break.
very fondly known as the vacuum at first base. He sucks up anything that comes his way, which is extremely helpful at a field like this that has some random bounces every once in a while, as he takes 2 balls now and swings and hits a line drive to center field. It looks like, I spoke too soon, but he collects himself. It looked like it was going to be an easy out. It bounced off of his head, and he makes the catch. So Mo Vaughn is retired, and now Zena Fromm is caught in a pickle as she is going back and forth. They're not running her down, but they are throwing back and forth here, and Zena is going to get back into second base safely. So Zena in a little bit of trouble there, but she's able to get out of it. But surely that might have drained some of her stamina, so we'll have to watch that now, as Zena Fromm might be a little bit tired. So with 2 on and 1 out now, after that eventful out for Mo Vaughn, Joella Minotti comes up, the second baseman, who is another power threat. If you're sensing a theme from Whiff Spree, he loves a good power threat, and he knows how to use them, as she takes strike 1 and then low and away ball 1. So a 1-1 count now to Joella,
That was a ball.
as she takes a good pitch on the outside, just a little bit too outside. 2-1 now, favorable count for Joella,
Strike.
and she takes strike number 2 in the middle of the zone. So it's 2-2. The payoff pitch from Luann. Swung on and drilled back up the middle. Luann is not going to get that. Dives in center field to stop it.
Runner is safe on second.
And Tim Younger makes it to second base safely, so the bases will be loaded
Next,
for Kenny Kawaguchi.
here I
So Maynard McElroy is getting a lot of work out there in center field recently, as Kenny Kawaguchi swings on the first pitch and hits a ground ball to the first baseman, who throws home for the out in time. As I just mentioned, Zena Fromm may be a little bit tired from that pickle. She took a long time to get home, and just in time, the out is recorded at home plate to preserve
go. Heads to the plate.
the 2-run lead.
Ball 1.
So that brings up Murray Goldman now with the bases still loaded. So a lot of traffic here for the Melonheads, but only 2 runs. This is another bases loaded situation as Murray Goldman takes strike number 1. And we see possibly a wild pitch from Luann. I don't think that's where that ball was meant to go. So 2 balls, 1 strike now for Murray Goldman.
Heads to the plate.
The catcher, who swings and hits a fly ball to foul territory. Will Melissa Waters get there in time? She will not. It falls foul. So that'll take our count to 2 balls, 2 strikes now for Murray Goldman. Luann looking to get out of this bases loaded jam. The payoff pitch,
Ball.
just a little bit too low and inside. So the bases are loaded. The runners will be off. It's a full count. 2 outs.
She kicks.
Luann is thinking. She throws. The payoff pitch, a little line drive to left field. It's down. Sammy Sosa has it. Throws to third in time to get Joella out at third base.
The Melonheads are in the lead.
So a good defensive play there from the left fielder, Sammy Sosa. And only 2 runs crossed, but 2 runs is still a good start there for Whiff Spree in a must-win game. So that takes us into the bottom of the 3rd inning here. Luann Louis, the pitcher now, comes up to the plate as the Giants look to get a run or 2 back,
Sliced it. No.
because they certainly would not like to see this go to a game 3. They'd like to close this series out now as Luann fouls off pitch number 1. and then swings and hits a soft ground ball to the catcher. Will she get there in time? Yes, she will. So Murray Goldman is not able to get there. Omar Stefano is not able to get there. And Luann Louis is on with a swinging bunt single. So that brings up our center fielder, Maynard McElroy, who takes low and inside for ball number 1. As Omar Stefano winds, fires, and throws same spot, just a little bit too low and inside again. 2 balls, no strikes now for Maynard. As he swings and it's a ground ball up to the second base side, Joel Amanati collects it, throws to first base in time to beat the speedy Maynard McElroy. Just by a step or a step and a half, retires the runner at first. But Luann Louise able to move up into scoring position now with 1 out for the Giants' main power threat, Petra Chekhov, who's 1 for 1 with a single today, as she takes strike 1 on the inside corner. And now ball 1 on the inside corner, a little bit too low and inside from Omar. So 1-1 now to Petra Chekhov, who certainly has the ability to tie this game with 1 swing of the bat. And she takes just a strike on the top corner. My goodness. What a pitch there from Omar to get a favorable count now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. But that ball is much too low. So 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Petra Chekhov. So Omar winds. The 2-2 pitch. Caught looking, strike 3, Petra Chekhov. A good pitch from Omar Stefano on the bottom inside corner, and Petra Chekhov is retired. So with 2 outs now and Luann Louise still at second base, we see Sammy Sosa, who struck out his first time up. Sammy Sosa, the second of the power threats for the Giants here. Looks at ball number 1, low and inside. And now takes ball 2, down and away. With first base open, we might see a walk here as we get a timeout and a pitching change from the Melonheads. And some defensive substitutions. We see Mo Vaughn go to center field, not something you see every day. Kenny Kawaguchi comes back in to pitch. And pitches a low ball number 3. So with first base open, Sammy Sosa might be getting one of those intentional walks. But he's not going to accept this walk. He's going to swing and hit a fly ball to center field. Mo Vaughn is ranging back. It's off his head and it drops. Luann Louis is rounding third. She will score. Sammy Sosa slides into second, and the lead is cut in half. So Sammy Sosa said, "No, sirree, I will not be walked. I'm going to swing at a ball, maybe a little bit outside of the zone." But it did look like it hung up enough for him, and he gets that one to the wall. Mo Vaughn not able to make the play, and so we have a 2-1 ball game now with Maya Woodruff up to the plate as she takes strike number 1. And then a little bit too high, ball 1. So 1-1 now for Maya Woodruff, who's 0 for 1 today. So the inning's not over yet. A little bit of a 2-out rally here for the Giants, as that's ball number 2, just a little bit too low and inside. Close pitch, a good take for Maya. She's got a really good eye as she takes just a little bit inside and high, but a strike. So 2-2 now. Kenny Kawaguchi, 1 pitch away from getting out of this, only giving up 1 and preserving the lead. Here comes the pitch. Strike 3 called. My goodness. As I've said before, that slow ball, you know it's coming, but you just can't stop it. It's that good. So Maya Woodruff leaves Sammy Sosa stranded at second base, but the Giants, they do cut the lead in half. It's now 2-1 Melonheads as we head into the top of the 4th inning. So halfway through this game, and a close game as you would expect in this playoff matchup. So Omar Stefano, the pitcher slash first baseman, which is not a position you see Omar Stefano play very often, as he takes ball number 1 from Luann Louis, and then takes ball number 2 low and inside. So a 2-0 count now for Omar. The 2-0 pitch swung on and fouled away from Omar Stefano. So 2-1 now to the pitcher slash first baseman. A little bit too low now, so 3 balls, 1 strike. Luann's got to find the strike zone. Certainly don't want to put the first runner on. And that is drilled to left field. Maynard McElroy is going back. It's off the scoreboard. Omar Stefano is going to run to second base. He is going to make it there with a stand-up double. He's going for 3 as Maynard McElroy fumbles the throw. And that is a leadoff triple for Omar Stefano. Maynard McElroy had a little trouble with the throw, and that allowed a double to turn into a triple. So with nobody out, the Melonheads have a runner at third base. So we get a timeout here from the Giants. Maybe a little pitching change, some defensive substitutions we'll have to see. So we do get a pitching change. Aaron Harris comes in to pitch for the first time today. She's inheriting that runner at third base and nobody out, so a tough situation here. The Giants certainly don't want to give up that run this late in the game as Stan Olafson swings and misses strike number 1. Stan Olafson, who homered his last time up, hits another drive to right field. This one's staying in the park. Reese Worthington has it sized up. He catches it and he throws it in. Omar Stefano tags, is going to go home, and he's going to make it as the throw goes to the pitcher. So, in fact, that run does score on a sacrifice fly from Stan Olafson. There's no sacrifice flies in backyard baseball, but we'll still call that a sacrifice fly. It works all the same. So the Melonheads go back ahead by 2 runs as they get their dynamic duo up to the plate as Jane Davis swings and it's a ground ball to second base, but it's fumbled at second base. And Jane Davis is going to make it on safely. My goodness, I think that's Petra Chekhov there at shortstop, playing a little bit out of position here for the Giants, and she has trouble with that one and allows Jane Davis to get on. So Zena Fromm now, who's got 2 walks, looks at a good pitch, strike 1, just catches the bottom of the zone. So ahead in the count is Aaron Harris, 0-1. As Zena Fromm swings and hits it into the gap of shortstop, Sammy Sosa picks it up, throws it in, and with 1 out, we are back to 2 runners on. So just like we had in the previous inning, we've got Zena on second, or Jane on second and Zena on first, and Timmy Unger up to the plate with 1 out. Timmy Unger has done a good job today, 2 for 2 as he swings first pitch. That goes to Luann. Luia gets by her. Everyone's going to be safe. Jane Davis is going to try to go home. It looks like she's going to make it as, oh my goodness, Reese and Luann are playing the worst game of catch I've ever seen. Poor Luann just can't hold on to the ball. And so the Melonheads get another run. It's 4-1. And they're not done yet. So runners on first and third now. Still 1 out for the vacuum, Mo Vaughn, who steps up to the plate 0 for 2 today and swings and misses strike number 1. Boy, that was a good pitch. That's one you like to have back if you're Mo Vaughn. As he swings and fouls away pitch number 2. So quickly down. No balls, 2 strikes for Mo Vaughn. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and hit on a line to right field. Is that going to get down? No, Maynard McElroy makes the catch. Zena Fromm tags and is trying to go home, and she is going to make it as the pitcher has trouble with the relay. Oh my goodness, the Giants are having some defensive issues here in the top of the 5th inning. A lot of bobbled throws have allowed runners to advance, and it's now 5-1 as Joella Minotti rips one to center field. But Maynard McElroy, the speedy Maynard McElroy, is able to get under it and retire the side, but not before the Melonheads score 3 and go ahead by 4 runs in their must-win game. So their offense was kind of kept under wraps in game number 1, but not today. Today, the Melonheads are really putting it together. 5 runs, and it could be more. They've left the bases loaded a couple of different times. So 5-1 now as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Tony Del Vecchio is up for his second at bat, 0 for 1 so far. As he swings and it's a ground ball to shortstop. Joella Minotti's having trouble. It's going to get by, and Tony Del Vecchio is on base. And because of an errant throw, Tony Del Vecchio is going to get second base. Oh my goodness, this is not a defensive clinic or masterclass if you were watching this trying to learn some things, you're going to learn a lot about offense. You're not going to learn a lot about defense.
That was a ball.
But it's an entertaining one to watch for the rest of us. Maybe a little frustrating to play if you're a coach,
From the white
but
net.
certainly entertaining as Melissa Waters takes ball number 1 and then ball number 2. So Melissa Waters is ahead 2 balls, no strikes.
From the stretch.
She's got enough power to get it out, not consistently, but certainly capable as she takes a low strike 1 on the inside corner, just catches that yellow square. So 2-1 count now. As she swings and hits a fly ball to left field, Jane Davis is having trouble with the ball. It's going to drop.
Got it now. Fires.
So Melissa Waters is on base. Tony Del Vecchio moves up to third. And we've got runners on first and third with nobody out. The Giants have something cooking here, trying to cut into this lead. So Aaron Harris, the pitcher, comes up today, walked her first at bat, and takes strike 1 on the inside corner. So Kenny Kawaguchi spamming those slow balls, but like I said, you know it's coming, but you still can't stop it sometimes. But that one's a little bit too high and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes another slow ball.
Another strike.
Catches the inside corner, strike number 2. So 1-2 now. Kenny Kawaguchi ahead in the count. Needs to get an unproductive out here.
They're right. Another
And that is an unproductive out. That is a looking strikeout. Kenny Kawaguchi with another strikeout. My goodness.
Worthington.
That is 4 strikeouts for Kenny Kawaguchi now. So the runners stay where they are. And that brings up Reese Worthington, who struck out his first at bat. So Kenny Kawaguchi staying on the mound here.
Target goes up. The delivery.
Winds, fires. Strike on the inside corner. My goodness, you can see why he has such a good slow ball and why it's used over and over again as that one's fouled away. Now quickly, no balls, 2 strikes for Reese Worthington.
Delivery.
The 0-2 pitch,
Ball 1.
too low and away. Did not get the swing and miss from Reese Worthington there. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swung on and fouled away. A good fight off there from Reese. So the count stays 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Takes the stretch.
As Kenny Kawaguchi winds, and we see not a slow ball, but a fastball from Kenny Kawaguchi, a rare heater from Kenny Kawaguchi, but Reese Worthington was not fooled and fouls that one away to stay alive. And watches that. That's a good take. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Reese Worthington putting in a good at bat now, seeing some pitches. Getting Kenny Kawaguchi a little bit tired, up to 42 pitches already. This is pitch number 43. And that is a swing and a miss, another strikeout for Kenny Kawaguchi. Reese Worthington is 2nd strikeout of the day, and Kenny Kawaguchi 5 strikeouts for the king of the slow ball. So the runners still at first and third. So back-to-back strikeouts, 2 unproductive outs for the Giants. And it's going to be up to Luann Louis, the pitcher/second baseman, who's got a swinging bunt single already as she fouls off pitch number 1.
Line to fire.
So no balls, 1 strike.
Strike 2.
Swings and misses, strike number 2. Melissa Waters is going to make an attempt at second, but she's wisely going to go back to first. So the runners stay put, one on first, 1 on third. So no balls, 2 strikes now for Luann. Kenny Kawaguchi 1 strike away from getting out of this jam. And a swing and a soft ground ball to first base that pulls Omar Stefano off. Tony Delvecchio is running home. He's going to make it. He's safe as the ball gets away. And the runners will advance to second and third. So a little soft ground ball that pulls the first baseman off. The play at the plate cannot be made. Tony Delvecchio scores and the runners advance. It's 5-2. The Giants get 1 back and have a chance for more as they're back to the top of their lineup. Maynard McElroy, who takes low and inside, ball 1. As Kenny Kawaguchi now up to 47 pitches, getting a little bit tired.
Ball 2. 2-0.
As Kenny Kawaguchi throws too low, ball number 2. So a favorable count here for Maynard. 2 balls, no strikes.
That is ball 3.
And that is ball number 3. Certainly don't want to walk Maynard here and set up a bases loaded situation with the 2-3-4 hitters coming up,
He's ready.
even if there are 2 outs. So is Maynard taking 3-0? He is. That is a take all the way. Strike right down the middle. 3 balls, 1 strike. So pitch number 51 from Kenny Kawaguchi is strike number 3. Oh, no, I spoke too soon. That's strike number 2. I got too excited there. Oh, I thought Kenny Kawaguchi was out of it. So here's the payoff pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Fouled away from Maynard McElroy. Stays alive. So 3-2 now. Another 3-2 pitch. Kenny Kawaguchi winds, fires. It's a fireball, and that is a strikeout. No mistakes here this time. That's a no-doubter. Kenny Kawaguchi strikes out the side unconventionally, allows 1 run, but gets out of it. So the Melonheads go into the 5th inning ahead 5-2 with Kenny Kawaguchi coming up to lead off the inning. So Kenny Kawaguchi, who just threw that fireball, is definitely going to be very, very gassed here. I'd be a little surprised to see him swing and put the bat on the ball. We'll see what happens, though, as he looks at ball number 1. So ahead of the count 1-0. Although I can't imagine he'll do much good on the base paths if he gets on. Swings and fouls that one away, so 1 ball, 1 strike. Now, we did see a juice box in the back pocket, so maybe you try to get Kenny Kawaguchi on and see what happens. And Kenny Kawaguchi is not going to get on. So a little squibber back to the pitcher. Aaron Harris picks it up, throws to first in plenty of time, and Kenny Kawaguchi is retired. So that brings up Murray Goldman now with the bases empty, 1 out. Looks at pitch number 1. Strike 1, high on the outside corner. So the 0-1 pitch from Aaron Harris swung on, and a little fly ball to the second baseman, Luann Louis, who has trouble with it. It gets down, and safe at first is Murray Goldman. So Luann Louis, she's just a little bit too short. Can't make that play. Maybe should have dropped the teddy bear to help her make that catch, but she doesn't. She holds on to it. And safe at first is Murray. So that brings up Omar Stefano, the first baseman / pitcher, who swings and misses at the first one. And then fouls away pitch number 2. So quickly down, no balls, 2 strikes here. The 0-2 pitch. Fouled away again. That was a good high fastball. Close enough that Omar had to swing to fight it off. And then swings and misses. Can't foul that one away. That's a strikeout for Aaron Harris. And Murray Goldman is going to attempt to go to second base. He's going to slide. He's going to be safe. My goodness, that's not something you see every day. A Murray Goldman stolen base. So a stolen base for the Melonheads catcher. So a strikeout, but the runner does advance to second base. So a runner in scoring position now as we get back to the top of the lineup, and Stan Olofsson comes to the plate for his 4th at-bat. But he's quickly down. No balls, 2 strikes. So no balls, 2 strikes. 1 strike away for Aaron Harris to get out of the inning. The 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 on the inside corner. So Aaron Harris pitches away out of trouble. And we head to the bottom of the 5th as we see the heart of the order coming up from the Giants. This may be their last gasp. If they can't get a few runs across here with their top hitters, it's going to be tough sledding going into that bottom of the 6th inning. So Petr Chekhov is going to lead things off, who is indeed playing shortstop, as she takes strike 1 on the inside corner, and then looks at ball number 2, too high and inside. Petr Chekhov 1 for 2 today, and she swings, and it's a fly ball to right field that's going to get down and get by Timmy Younger. It's going to get all the way to the wall. Petr Chekhov is thinking too. She is going to slide and make it in safely. So that's a double for Petr Chekhov. And that's the start that the Giants needed. Like I said, they really need something here from the heart of their lineup. They need a run or 2, if not more, and that's a good start. So Petr Chekhov now on second base for Sammy Sosa, who swings and fouls off the first pitch. Sammy Sosa 1 for 2 today with a walk and a double. He's certainly got the power to make this an interesting game as he takes high, ball number 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike now for the power threat of Sammy Sosa. Kenny Kawaguchi still on the mound, still throwing slow balls. That one's a little bit too low, so 2 balls, 1 strike. So a good count here for Sammy Sosa. Is he going to get a pitch to hit? He's going to hit a sharp ground ball to Joella at second base. She picks it up, throws it. Petrochekhov is trying to get the third. She will. So the runner moves up to third, but Sammy Sosa is retired. Certainly not what you want out of your 100 power hitter, to have a soft ground out to the second baseman. But at least they got the runner to third, so 1 out. Still looking to get a run or two and cut into the deficit before heading into the 6th inning in the bottom of their lineup. As we get a timeout and a pitching change for the Melonheads, so Kenny Kawaguchi goes into center field, Mo Vaughn goes back to first base, and Omar Stefano is back on the mound. And Maya Woodruff, first pitch swinging. It's a line drive that's going to get down and all the way to the wall. Petrochekhov will score. Going to second is Maya Woodruff. No, she turns around and stays at first base. A wise decision. So an RBI single for Maya Woodruff, and the Giants cut the lead to 2. So with 1 out and a runner on first, Tony Del Vecchio comes up to the plate. Tony Del Vecchio looks at strike 1, just catches the bottom of the corner. Tony Del Vecchio certainly has the power to tie this game, but not known as a consistent home run threat. But just trying to put the bat to the ball and put it in play and sees what happens. These two teams' defenses, anything is possible in these later innings. Takes high and outside, so ball 2, so a 2-1 count now. Omar Stefano winds and fires. Too low, ball number 3, so a 3-1 count now. Certainly going to get a pitch to hit here for Tony Del Vecchio. Swings and fouls it away. Ooh, that was a good pitch to hit. So a full count now for the Italian monster, Tony Del Vecchio. The 3-2 pitch, fouled away. So a good at bat now from Tony. Omar getting a little tired, still not thinking about using that juice box, saving it for another time. So we get another 3-2 pitch from Omar. Thinking, winding, firing. Tony Del Vecchio swings, and it's a line drive to right field. The shift is on. Kenny Kawaguchi has trouble. Drops the ball. It gets away. Going to third is Maya Woodruff. Trying to go to second is Tony. He trips. He falls. Maya Woodruff is going to the plate. Safe at home. Maya Woodruff scores after some trouble in the outfield from Kenny Kawaguchi. And it's a 5-4 game. I spoke it into existence. I said anything is possible with these two teams' defenses as Melissa Waters swings at the first pitch. And oh no, we've got some trouble here. It was a line drive caught. Tony Del Vecchio trips and falls. And Zena is idling. The ball drops. Tony Del Vecchio's on his way to home. He's going to score. The game is tied. Oh my goodness, this is backyard baseball at its finest. A line drive that was caught. Tony Del Vecchio seemed to be dead to rights, and he ends up scoring. And that's a single that's going to get down all the way to the wall. So we might see 2 bases here as Stan Olofsson throws it into second base. Trips, falls, but Joella Bonatti drops the ball. Somehow she's out. Oh my gosh. What is going on? Oh my goodness, I can't understand, but this is backyard baseball at its finest. So we head into the 6th inning and a 5-5 game now. Oh my goodness. I hope you're awake now. So we head into the top of the 6th inning. Jane Davis, the first of the 2 power threats here. So the Melonheads still have a chance, plenty of time, and they've got their big bats up as Jane Davis takes ball 1, so 1 ball, 1 strike. As she looks too low and outside, 2 balls, 1 strike for Jane Davis. 2 for 2, 2 singles. But she's not looking to hit a single. She wants it all as she swings, and it's a towering pop-up to center field, but well shallow. And the catch is made by Maynard McElroy. So that had a lot of height, but not enough distance for Jane Davis as she pops out to Maynard McElroy. And that brings up the second power threat, Zena Fromm, who's going to be looking to put the Melonheads back out in front. She takes ball number 1, low and away. Melissa Waters is back on the mound. I don't think we were able to get to that and all that craziness leading into this inning. So Melissa Waters is now 2 balls, no strikes on Xena Fromm as that one's too low and inside. The 2-0 pitch for Xena swung on and missed a good pitch, middle down. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Back in the count is Melissa Waters. Winds and fires. Too low and inside. 3 balls, 1 strikes now. And we may see a walk here with 3 balls. And we do. Maybe not intentional, but once you throw a couple pitches, see what you can get, and once you get to 3 balls, probably a good idea to just put Xena on first. So Xena Fromm advances to first base on the walk, and that brings up Timmy Unger, who's 3 for 3 today in 3 singles. He's had a good day at the plate behind these power hitters, doing his job as he takes ball 1, low and away. As that is low and middle in. So ball number 2, Melissa Waters struggling to find the zone a little bit here. Timmy Unger hits a sharp ground ball to second base. Luann Louis is having trouble. Luann Louis has no interest in picking up that baseball as Petra Chekhov has to come all the way over from shortstop to pick it up. And now we've got runners on first and second base. So 2 on and 1 out for Mo Vaughn, who's been struggling at the plate, 0 for 3 today with a strikeout, but now is as good a time as any to play the hero here and keep the Melonheads season alive as he takes ball 1. So another first pitch ball from Melissa. She's really been getting behind in these counts. And another ball that's 2 balls and no strikes, really putting herself behind here. But she comes back with a strike down in the middle, 2-1 now. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Mo Vaughn, the vacuum. And we see a timeout here, so maybe a pitching change. So she was able to get that strike, but definitely struggling to find the strike zone. And we are going to see a pitching change. So it looks like Aaron Harris is going to come back in. And some defensive substitutions. I believe Melissa Waters is at shortstop now. And Petra Chekhov is first. So this is quite the infield here, folks. This is, not an infield that I'd love to play with personally, but it makes for some really entertaining viewing experience as Mo Vaughn takes strike number 2 on the down outside corner, but looks at ball 3, a fastball too high. So a full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch from Aaron Harris. Strike 3 at the bottom of the zone. Mo Vaughn looks at strike 3 and remains hitless, and the runners stay put. So 2 outs now for Joella Minotti, the second baseman for the Melonheads. Another power threat in this power-heavy lineup. Will she be the hero in this crazy, crazy playoff game? Can the Melonheads force a game number 3? We all hope so, because if game 3 is even half as entertaining as game 2, then it'd be a great viewing experience. That is ripped down the left field line. That's going to stay. Oh, my goodness, it's called foul. Get the umpire a new pair of glasses. What are they doing? That looked fair by a mile, and it's called foul. So the Giants catch a break there as Joella Minotti rips this one into center field. It gets by Maynard McElroy. Maynard McElroy runs to pick it up. Xena Fromm is running home. She's going to score. Trouble with the ball at second base. Timmy Unger scores. And it's 7-5 Melonheads. Oh my goodness. So from what looked like what should have been a fair ball, what was called foul, a line drive gets by Maynard McElroy in center field and 2 runs score, and the Melonheads retake the lead. My goodness, need to collect my freaking thoughts there after this. Okay, so Kenny Kawaguchi is up to the plate, looks at strike number 1, hits a soft ground ball back to the pitcher. She collects herself, throws to first, and the inning is over, but not before the Melonheads score 2 and are looking to force a game 3, but they need 3 outs, and nothing is guaranteed. My goodness, even if it's the bottom of the lineup, I don't care. These are 3 big outs that the Melonheads need to get. And they're going to start with Reese Worthington. Reese Worthington 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts. He also has had a tough day at the plate and needs to turn it around here to keep the Giants alive in this game. The Giants can still win a game 3, but again, they'd certainly not like to do that. They'd certainly like to just close this one out now and not have a game 3 where they'd be the road team, as Reese Worthington again down, no balls, 2 strikes. He's really getting behind in these counts, and he looks at strike 3 again. Reese Worthington just not seeing the ball today. Strikes out for a third time looking. So there's one out, the ever important first out. As they always say, that first out is the most important. You get that first out, and things just they feel a lot easier for you. So we get a timeout here and maybe a pitching change, even though Omar Stefano is not tired. And some defensive substitutions. We see Movon back to center field, Kenny Kawaguchi at shortstop, and Stan Olafson is coming in to pitch. So Stan Olafson coming in to pitch for the first time today as Luann Louise swings through strike number 1. Luann Louise with a double and a single. She's had a good day at the plate. The speedster hits a soft fly ball to the shortstop, and Omar Stefano is there to make the play. So 2 outs now. A quick 2 outs from the Melonheads. They finally have a decent defensive showing here right when they need it, and they're 1 out away from forcing a game 3. As first pitch swinging is Maynard McElroy. Joella Minotti runs, picks it up, not in time. Maynard McElroy thinks about going to second, goes back to first base. So Maynard McElroy keeps the Giants alive in this game as the tying run now comes to the plate in Petra Chekhov, who certainly has the ability to tie this game. And she takes low and inside, ball number 1. And behind Petra is Sammy Sosa, so a very important out here. As a swing and a foul ball from Petra Chekhov, so 1 ball, 1 strike. Stan Olafson sets, fires, strike on the outside corner, just catches it. And the Giants are down to their last strike. And a fireball to end it. The game is over. The Melonheads do survive, and we will have a game 3. My goodness, what a freaking game. Holy cow. Well, we'll have to wait for game 3, I'm sure. I don't think there's going to be a game 3 tonight, but whenever there is, we'll certainly try to have it for you here on the Backyard Sports Center channel. Oh, I lied. There is going to be a game 3. It looks like both coaches have just agreed to play game 3 right now. So we're going to take a quick break as we get ready for game 3, and then we'll come back.
Hello? I'd like to challenge you to a game, please. Bring it on.
and the mound. When Lee is the first one out of the dugout. Here's the motion. He throws it. Swung on. And a nice catch. She's out of there. Maynard McElroy steps up. The windup pitch on the way. Swing. A bouncing ball. He's got it. Chucks it to first. Got him out. Petra Chekhov steps up to bat. Takes the stretch and the pitch. That was a ball.
All right, and we are back from our brief intermission here on the Backyard Sports Center Twitch channel. We have a surprise game number 3, so we just saw a crazy, wild, super entertaining game number 2, and both coaches immediately agreed to a game number 3. So here we are. We didn't have to travel far as we're still at the same field here. And we're picking up a little bit into the game. My little water break took a little bit too long. I apologize. I didn't have my priorities straight. So we head into the top of the first inning here. We already have 2 quick outs. And as I've called him before, Mo Vaughn, the vacuum, he just scoops that one up from Petra Chekhov, steps on first, and a quick, easy first inning there for the Melonheads on defense. So bottom of the first inning now, Melonheads are the home team. They've just switched dugouts here. And we have our leadoff, Stan Olofsson. Stan Olofsson, pretty good offensive day in game number 2 just a little bit ago. Had that screaming line drive home run. It wasn't a power-up screaming line drive. It was just a crazy line drive. As that one is ripped, and that one is going to be fair up the left field line. Stan Olofsson's trying to go to second base. The throw from Sammy Sosa, and oh no, an idling Aaron Harris gets in the way. And safe at second base with a leadoff double is Stan Olofsson. So a good start for the Melonheads here. Our first base runner and hit of the game. And that brings up Jane Davis, who swings and fouls away pitch number 1. So now 0-1 here to Jane Davis. Melissa Waters is starting on the mound today. She swings, and Jane Davis hits a sharp line drive to left field. Picked up by Sammy Sosa. He's going to throw to third. Stan Olofsson's caught in a pickle now. He slides safe at third base. Stan Olofsson in a little bit of trouble, but runs himself into third. And now it's runners on the corners with nobody out. And a little bit of a lineup switch here. Timmy Unger now batting third today, as he hits a ground ball that's going to get through. Jane Davis is trying to go to third. She will be safe. Stan Olofsson scores. And 3 straight hits to open up the bottom of the first. And the Melonheads strike 1-0. And they're still threatening for more. So runners still on the corners now for Zena Fromm, as Timmy Unger is going to move up into second base. He'll take his free stolen base there. So runners in 2 runners in scoring position, runners on second and third, still nobody out. And now Zena Fromm. So Zena Fromm, who did bat third in game number 2, is batting fourth here in game number 3, as she takes 2 quick balls. So 2-0 quickly for the power threat. And that one's a little bit too low and outside. So 3 balls, no strikes. Maybe we'll see a walk here with first base open. We will not. We will see a strike on the inside corner. So 3 balls, 1 strike now. But that is ball 4, a little bit too low. So Zena Fromm does accept her walk. And we will now have bases loaded, nobody out. So the Melonheads looking to do a lot of damage here in the first inning. And if game number 2 was any indication, no lead is safe. So you really want to score as many runs as you can in these situations, because certainly we'll have a high-scoring affair, I would imagine, as Mo Vaughn swings at the first pitch, and it's a ground ball, and it gets by Luann Louis. And Timmy Unger is now rounding third, heading to home. He's going to score safely with no throw, and it's 3-0 Melonheads. Oh my goodness, poor Luann Louis, one of the nicest girls on the field, but just not the best at baseball. It gets over her head, 2-run score, and we're going to get our first timeout of game number 3 here and our first pitching change as Luann, who was struggling at shortstop, is going to come in to pitch.
She delivers.
So after that little mishap there at shortstop, or at second base, excuse me, she gets a swing and a miss on her first pitch as a pitcher. Joella Minotti up to the plate today.
From the windup, the delivery.
The windup, the pitch.
A bounce.
Swung on and back to Luann. She makes a good grab there, throws to third for the lead runner and gets Zena Fromm at third base. And Mo Vaughn is able to slide into second base well ahead of the throw. So the lead runner is retired. That was a good play from Luann. So 1 out now, the first out of the inning, and Kenny Kawaguchi swings at the first pitch, and it's a ground ball to the first baseman. Melissa Waters grabs it, picks it up, throws to first, retired at first, and Mo Vaughn is now rounding as once again there's some trouble with the throw to third base, and out at third base. Oh my goodness, so let's talk about what happened there. That was a lot. There was a ground ball to the first base. Melissa Waters had to dive to save it, throws to Luann, who was covering the base. The out is retired. Mo Vaughn, some aggressive base running, is rounding third, makes it to home because Luann Louis and Melissa Waters are again playing the worst game of catch I've ever seen. And then we have a rundown at third base and an out. So while I'm recapping that, we have another backyard baseball play as Sammy Sosa swings at the first pitch. The drop by Timmy Younger, and now Sammy Sosa is caught in a pickle. Joella Minotti is running him down, throws to first base. Omar Stefano picks it up, throws to Stan Olofsson. Stan Olofsson throws to Mo Vaughn, and somehow Sammy Sosa makes it back to first base.
Maya Woodruff.
Oh my goodness, I feel like I'm one of those auctioneers. I'm having to talk so fast, keep up with what's going on. This has been quite the crazy last minute and a half as first pitch swinging Maya Woodruff to Kenny Kawaguchi, who drops the ball. And Sammy Sosa, who is absolutely gassed after that pickle situation, is not able to make it to second base in time. So Kenny Kawaguchi drops that ball, but is able to get it to second base to get the first out of the second inning as Tony Del Vecchio comes up to the plate, third baseman today. And he's first pitch swinging, and he hits a long fly ball to left field. Is that going to get down? It is. It's off the wall. Kenny Kawaguchi throws it in. Rounding third base is Maya Woodruff. Is she going to make it home? The throw home. Now she's caught in a pickle. Murray Goldman runs her down to Zena. Zena is now running Maya Woodruff down. The throw home. Omar Stefano running Maya Woodruff down. The slide into third base. Safe is Maya Woodruff.
Melissa Waters.
Oh my goodness. It is just non-stop action here in this win or go home game number 3, and we finally get a timeout. Thank you for calling a timeout. I need to catch my breath. Certainly the coaches need to catch their breath, as that was a lot going on. So we see Kenny Kawaguchi coming in to pitch for the first time in game number 3. He pitched a good amount there in game number 2 as a first pitch swing again gets by the second baseman Joella Minotti, and Maya Woodruff is able to score. So the Giants are on the board. So the Giants here are really swinging away. They are being quite aggressive. Swinging at the first pitch does not swing at the first pitch this time, as that is too low and inside for Aaron Harris. So one away, one run is in. Runners on the corner as Aaron Harris hits a line drive to right field. Timmy Unger has trouble. It's off his head. It drops. In comes Tony Del Vecchio to score.
Chucks it over.
And the Giants have cut the lead in half. It's 4-2. My goodness. This may even be a better game than game number 2 was. I mean, as if I didn't think it really could be better than game number 2, but it's shaping up that way already. So 6 runs have been plated, and 7 outs have been recorded, if I'm counting correctly. Yes, so 6 runs, 7 outs.
1 out.
My goodness, as Reese Worthington takes ball number 1 too low and inside,
1
and takes strike number 1 a little bit low, but just catches the corner there. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Reese Worthington, who was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts in game number 2, and playing right field again today, is hoping to finally get a hit here for the first time this evening. Takes inside, ball number 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch, low and inside again. So Reese Worthington has worked the count full. The payoff pitch, swung on and a ground ball to Joella Minotti. She picks it up. She's going to tag Aaron Harris, throw to first base. Out at first base, the double play. So a double play ends the inning, but not before the Giants score 2 to cut the lead in half. And it's 4-2 as we head into the bottom of the second inning. So nonstop action again. A lot of offense, not a lot of defense. Pure entertainment here on the Backyard Sports Center channel as Murray Goldman steps up to the plate for his first at-bat of the day. One of the good catchers in the game. Looks at ball number 1 from the new pitcher, Aaron Harris. As she catches the bottom of the zone, strike 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Winds up and fires in a fastball right on the inner corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Murray Goldman down in the count. The 1-2 pitch from Aaron Harris. Thinking, throwing. Strike 3 on the inside corner again. Just clips it. And that is a looking strikeout for Aaron Harris. So Aaron Harris in relief has a strikeout. As Omar Stefano steps up to the plate. 1 out, bases empty for the first baseman / pitcher. And Omar Stefano takes ball number 1 too low on the middle of the plate. So 1-0 here. Aaron Harris is thinking, winds, fires. Fastball strike on the inside corner. 1-1 now to Omar Stefano. Really taking her time in between these pitches. Another fastball strike on the top of the zone. Well, she's thinking and it's paying off because she's making good pitches here. Ahead in the count now, 1-2. The 1-2 swung on and missed, strike 3. Aaron Harris has 2 strikeouts in relief. So 2 outs now, bases empty. A much quieter inning offensively for the Melonheads. As we get back to the top of the lineup here, Stan Olofsson, who led things off with a double there in the bottom of the first inning. Aaron Harris taking her time again, thinking, throwing. First pitch swinging Stan Olofsson, a grounder to Tony Delvecchio, who dives, can't make the play, and safe at first base is Stan Olofsson. So Stan Olofsson continues to hit the ball well, and that brings up Jane Davis here, so a little 2-out rally maybe. Jane Davis 1 for 1 with a single in the first inning, scored a run. Aaron Harris holding, firing. First pitch swing, line to right field. Reese Worthington picks it up, throws to first. Not in time, safe as Jane Davis. Stan Olofsson thinks about going to third, but retreats back to second base. So if this is in fact a 2-out rally, I think we can officially call it a 2-out rally now as we have 2 2-out singles back to back. So that brings up Timmy Unger, who had a great game in game number 2 behind at the plate and had a single and a run scored in the bottom of the first. Again, swinging, but this time it's right at Tony Delvecchio. Again, swings at the first pitch, but right at Tony Delvecchio, who collects himself, throws it to second in time to beat Jane Davis. And the Melonheads do not score, so the Giants allow 2 base runners there with 2 outs, but no harm, no foul. And we head to the top of the third inning as Luann Louis comes back up to the plate for her second at-bat. And Kenny Kawaguchi is on the mound. Swing and a foul ball from Luann Louis. So no balls, 1 strike. As pitch number 2 is a little bit too high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Another slow ball, of course, from Kenny Kawaguchi. As that one is too low, so 2 balls, 1 strike now. Swung on and a little doinker back to the pitcher. Kenny picks it up, fires, and gets Luann Louis just in time. The speedy Luann Louis not able to make it on. So 1 out now, and Maynard McElroy, the center fielder, comes back up. Swing and a miss. Strike one.
The
That's slow ball. So good from Kenny Kawaguchi. This one a little bit too high and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
1-1 pitch.
The 1-1 pitch. Strike on the inside corner. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kenny Kawaguchi ahead in the count.
The swing.
Maynard McElroy fouls it away. Stays alive on a good pitch. So another 1-2 pitch coming from Kenny Kawaguchi now. Swung on and a ground ball to Zena Fromm at third base. She picks it up and has trouble with the throw, and safe is Maynard McElroy.
First thing.
Boy, it looked routine. Zena was there. She picked it up, but she had trouble with the throw. And the speedy Maynard McElroy is now on base. And Petr Chekhov comes up to the plate.
That was ball 1. Runner.
So Petr Chekhov quiet at the plate in game number 2. She did reach base a handful of times, but
That was a ball.
you're looking to maybe do a little bit more than reach base from Petr Chekhov as she takes 2 balls down. So 2-0 now. As that just catches the bottom of the zone. Strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike to the power threat of Petr Chekhov, who is trying to tie this game, but that's not going to do it because that's much too low and away. So 3 balls, 1 strike, a favorable count for Petra. The 3-1 pitch, too low, ball 4. And we now have 2 base runners. 2 base runners with Sammy Sosa up at the plate. This is certainly not the batter you want up if you're the Melonheads after giving up a runner on a bad throw and then a walk. As Sammy Sosa, first pitch swinging, hits a high fly ball to right field. Mo Vaughn going back, makes the leaping catch, looking the wrong way. Maynard McElroy tags and gets to third base as Kenny Kawaguchi is trying to run down Petr Chekhov, but he's not able to, and Stan Olofsson scores, but Petr Chekhov is tagged out at first base. So a little bit of a sacrifice there to score a run and cut the lead to 1. And what a play by Mo Vaughn in center field there. My goodness, that looked like it was going to get down off the wall and maybe be more than 1 run, but Mo Vaughn saves it, and a run does score, but Petr Chekhov sacrifices herself. And we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning now. It's 4-3. Giants are down by 1.
And the count is
As Zena Fromm leads off the inning and is quickly down, no balls, 2 strikes. Erin Harris picking up where she left off last inning.
third strike.
And that is a ice ball strikeout. Oh my goodness, that's always a risky pitch, especially to a power hitter like Zena. But Zena was not ready for it. And another strikeout for Erin Harris. So the Giants have kind of found their pitcher here, having maybe some pitcher troubles in game number 2 there. They've started off with giving up 4 runs in the first inning, but Erin Harris has come in and really shut down this offense with 3 strikeouts. Although we get a timeout, and maybe that ice ball was not worth the risk, as it doesn't seem like she got a juice box. Maybe she did, and they just want to change pitchers, but the way she's pitching, I don't think that's the case. As Mo Vaughn, first pitch swinging, hits a line drive to center field, but Maynard McElroy runs over, gets under it, and retires Mo Vaughn. So Mo Vaughn's offensive struggles continue at the plate. And so with 2 outs now and bases empty, that brings up Joella Minotti, the second baseman. Another power threat in this offense as she swings first pitch, hits a soft ground ball to the catcher, and Luann Louie actually calls the catcher off, picks it up, and is not able to make the throw. And Joella Minotti, hustling up the first base line, is safe. So a 2-out single from Joella Minotti. That's not something you see every day, a single to the pitcher from Joella Minotti, but she is aboard. And that brings up Kenny Kawaguchi, who's first pitch swinging. And this time, Luann Louie does not have trouble, picks it up, throws it to first, and the side is retired.
Up by 1.
So we're through 3. The game is halfway over,
Steps up.
and it's 4-3 Melonheads in this win or go home game number 3. But it's still anyone's ball game here, as it was 4-0, and the Giants have come back to cut it to 1.
Low ball.
And so Maya Woodruff leads off the inning and takes ball 1 low and inside, and then takes a strike on the upper half.
Count is 1-1.
Good pitch from Kenny Kawaguchi. So 1 ball, 1 strike now to the catcher, Maya Woodruff, who singled her first at bat.
The count is
2 low, so 2 balls, 1 strike now.
takes the stretch.
The windup and the pitch.
Ball 3.
Too high again, just barely. Just barely missed that outside corner. So 3 balls, 1 strike. And a good swing from Maya Woodruff, but Jane Davis looks like she's under it, but she's not. Oh my goodness, it looked like Jane was going to make the catch, a last-second adjustment, and she drops the ball. So Maya Woodruff is aboard again for the second time today, and that brings up the Italian stallion Tony Del Vecchio. 1 for 1 with a double today and a run scored. So Maya Woodruff at first base. And strike 1 on the bottom inside half. Good slow ball from Kenny Kawaguchi. Gets ahead in the count, 0-1. The windup in the pitch. Swung on and fouled away by Tony Del Vecchio. So now down in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. And that is strike 3 on the upper corner. A strikeout for Kenny Kawaguchi. So Kenny Kawaguchi with his first strikeout of the day after collecting 5 in game number 2. And that brings up Melissa Waters, the first baseman / pitcher, as she takes low and inside, ball number 1. And then high and inside, ball number 2. So ahead in the count now, 2 balls, no strikes. And she swings, and it's a line drive up the left field line that's going to get down into the wall. Jane Davis picks it up, has trouble with the throw. Maya Woodruff is heading to third. She is going to be safe at third base, as Melissa Waters is going to take her free base at second base. As Maya Woodruff now is caught in a pickle. Oh, my goodness. Now Maya Woodruff's caught in a pickle. She's running. The throw to Zena. Zena is going to try to run her down. Now Kenny Kawaguchi is going to run her down and out. Oh my goodness, a base running error there from the Giants. Melissa Waters was taking second base for free. And Maya Woodruff maybe got a little bit too greedy there, so she got caught in a pickle and run down by the pitcher, Kenny Kawaguchi. So now instead of second and third, 1 out, we've got a runner on second and 2 outs for Aaron Harris, who swings and misses strike 1, so 1 ball, 1 strike. For the shortstop / pitcher, Aaron Harris, who swings and also hits a line drive to left field off of Zena's head and caught by Stan Olafson. Oh my goodness, a little friendly fire there and an assist from Stan Olafson, boinked right off of her head, right into his glove, and the Melonheads escaped that inning. So we head to the bottom of the 4th. It's still a 1-run game. And the Melonheads, who scored 4 runs there in the bottom of the 1st inning and haven't scored anything since, are looking to get something going. And that's a good start as that ground ball, first pitch swinging here from Murray Goldman, gets by Tony Del Vecchio into left field. And so it's a single for Murray Goldman. And we've got some trouble at the mound here from Luann, but she collects herself, picks it up, and we're ready to go. So both coaches are getting very aggressive here. Both coaches are swinging early and often, and it's paying off. So a base runner here with nobody out for the Melonheads as Omar Stefano steps up to the plate and takes strike 1 on the low portion of the plate. And strike 2 just catches the top upper corner. So quickly, no balls, 2 strikes. And a fastball is fouled away. So Omar stays alive. Still no balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch from Luann just misses. A good take there from Omar on a good hook from Luann. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that is strike 3. Looks at strike 3 on the inside corner. Luann Louie gets her first strikeout. And Omar Stefano is retired for the 2nd time today via K. So with 1 out, runners still at first base. We're back to the top of the lineup. And Stan Olafson, who's done nothing but hit this entire series, 2 for 2 today. Again, first pitch swinging, but foul up the right field line. So now 1 strike for Stan Olafson. The windup and the pitch. Ball just a little bit too low. So 1 ball, 1 strike now to the shortstop, Stan Olafson. Swung on and fouled away. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Luann Louie ahead in the count. The fastball a little bit too outside. And Murray Goldman who had a stolen base in game number 2, has a stolen base in game number 3. As the throw was late, much too late, and Murray Goldman with a stand-up steal. And Stan Olafson rips that one to left field. That's going to get down all the way to the wall. Sammy Sosa picks it up. Throw goes into third base. Everyone is safe. And with runners on first and third, the Giants have to face the back-to-back power threats that are Jane Davis and Zena Fromm. So here's the pitch, and Jane Davis hits a soft ground ball up to second base. There's trouble with it. Oh my gosh, they collide, and everyone is safe. Stan Olafson going to third. Tony Del Vecchio is off his base, and safe at third is Stan Olafson. So some really aggressive base running here from the Melonheads has paid off as the runners collide there. Aaron and Petra at shortstop and second. Everyone is safe. And Timmy Unger is up to the plate as he swings, hits it back to the pitcher. Luann goes home and holds Stan Olafson at third, but Timmy Unger is aboard. So everyone's safe. There's still only one out. The bases are loaded. And up comes to bat Zena Fromm, who, while she's 0 for 1 with a strikeout today, is always a power threat and can really open this game up here as she takes low and away, ball number 1. And we get a timeout here from the Giants, maybe getting a pitching change. No changes for the Melonheads. They'll keep what they have. They like Kenny Kawaguchi on the mound. And we do. We see Petra Chekhov stepping to the mound. That's not something you see every day, especially against a hitter like Zena Fromm. So Petra Chekhov in the mound as she throws too low, ball number 1, and Zena Fromm rips that one to third base. Tony DeVecchio picks it up out at home plate. The throw back to third, not in time. Safe is Jane Davis. So no double play, but they get the force out at home to prevent the run. So now there's 2 outs. Bases are still loaded. And Mo Vaughn, the center fielder, comes up to bat. And he takes ball 1 too low. So Mo Vaughn, 1 single today, has a chance to add on to the lead. And he hits a long fly ball to center field. Maynard McElroy roams over and makes the catch in the gap. So Maynard McElroy ends the inning. And the Giants get out of it, only allowing 1. It could have been worse. And it's a 5-3 lead for the Melonheads heading into the 5th inning. And Reese Worthington, the right fielder, who has really been struggling, comes up to the plate. I keep saying he's been struggling because I'm trying to, do the reverse Uno and then, he gets a hit, but it hasn't been working. He's just continued to struggle. So here's Reese Worthington, takes a ball low and inside, ball number 1. Kenny Kawaguchi still on the mound. Ball number 2, another pitch a little bit too low to Reese Worthington. Maybe a little scared of Reese pitching around him. Swing and a ground ball up the first base line, picked up by Omar, and the disrespect doesn't step on first. Waits to tag out Reese Worthington. Poor Reese continues to struggle at the plate for the Giants. So with 1 out and nobody on, that brings up Luann Louis, the pitcher / second baseman, who first pitch swinging hits a foul ball up the right field line. So no balls, 1 strike. As that pitch is much too low, so 1 ball, 1 strike now for Luann Louis. But that one's in there. Strike number 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes on Luann. Wind up in the 1-2 pitch from Kenny. Swung on and lined up the right field line, but right at Omar Stefano, who makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 outs and bases empty. We're back to the top of the lineup for the Giants and Maynard McElroy, who's 1 for 2 today, and takes the first pitch low and inside, ball number 1. The windup in the pitch, a ground ball right back to the pitcher, picks it up, throws to first, and the side is retired, 1-2-3. So the Giants are going to be down to their final 3 outs in the 6th inning here. But they need to play defense and keep the deficit at 2. And they're going to have the heart of their order coming up there in the top of the 6th. So if they keep it at 2, they certainly have a chance. But they're going to need to play some defense first. So Petr Chekhov still on the mound. This is honestly the first time I've ever seen Petr Chekhov pitch, especially in a playoff game. But so far, it's worked out for him. She worked out of the bases loaded jam last time, as that is ripped to left field. That is back. That is long gone. Joella Minotti, home run for the Melonheads. And they add on an insurance run in the bottom half of the fifth inning. It's now 6-3. So Joella Minotti, who's been kept under wraps for the most part. She's had a few hits the last couple of games, but hasn't really shown that power. Gets a hold of that one, and that was a no-doubter over the left field wall. I mean, Sammy Sosa didn't even move. He knew that one was gone. So Kenny Kawaguchi comes up, and it's a ground ball that's going to pull Melissa Waters off, and he's going to make it to first base safely. So Kenny Kawaguchi helping himself out on the pitching mound and gets a single and on to first base with nobody out. And that brings up the catcher, Murray Goldman, 1 for 2 today. And a stolen base. 2 stolen bases for Murray Goldman today. And 2 true stolen bases. You don't see that every day, as Tony DeVecchio dives, picks it up, throws to first in plenty of time. Kenny Kawaguchi is advancing to third, and he will make it with plenty of time. Now he's going to go home. The throw, not in time. Safe at home is Kenny Kawaguchi. So more aggressive base running pays off for the Melonheads, as this defense of the Giants just does not have the arm to throw out these runners. And another insurance run for the Melonheads. It's now 7-3, and the Giants are going to have their work cut out for them in the top half of the 6th inning. But we got to get there first, and the inning's not over. 1 out for Tim Younger as he's down 0 balls, 2 strikes, and fouls that one away to stay alive. So Petr Chekhov needs to lock in a little bit here and try to get her team out of this inning, allowing no more runs. The 0-2 pitch. Swung and fouled away. So another foul from Omar. He'll see a 5th pitch in this at-bat, but still an 0-2 count. Petra holds, winds, throws. It's a ground ball to the third baseman, Tony DeVecchio. Throws over to first base in plenty of time. And out number 2 is Omar Stefano. So with 2 outs, bases empty, we're back to the top of the lineup. And for the 4th time today, Stan Olofsson comes to the plate, as we're going to see a timeout from the Giants here and maybe a pitching change. Seems like the Melonheads are going to stick with their same defensive alignment here heading into the 6th inning. Kenny Kawaguchi will stay on the mound. So we do see a pitching change. Melissa Waters comes back in to pitch for the Giants. They're asking her to get 1 more out here. As Stan Olofsson, first pitch swinging. It's a line drive to left field, but right at Sammy Sosa, who comes in a couple of steps, makes the catch, and finally gets the 3rd out. But the Melonheads score 2. They have some insurance, and they are 3 outs away from advancing to play Uno in the next round of the playoffs. So they're going to ask Kenny Kawaguchi to get them there. And first pitch swinging is Petr Chekhov, who lines it to right field. Tim Younger dives, throws to first, not in time. So the Giants have a base runner. It's not over yet. With Sammy Sosa coming up to the plate, he can cut this lead in half with 1 swing of the bat. He's been very quiet offensively so far these last 2 games. And there it is. There's a drive to right field. Doesn't have enough. Going back. It is off the top of the wall. Petr Chekhov rounds second. She's heading for third. Sammy Sosa heads back to first. And that is a long single for Sammy Sosa. So first and third, nobody out. Maya Woodruff now comes up to the plate, as she's first pitch swinging. Ground ball to Omar. He dives, picks it up, throws to second base, retires, and then overthrows first base, so gets the out at second. But then with the pitcher covering, which is never a good sign, overthrows first base. So a run scores. Maya Woodruff goes to second base. It's now 7-4, and the Italian stallion Tony Del Vecchio is up to the plate now, looking to keep the Giant season alive, and he takes strike one low and inside. So 0-1 now for Tony. 1 for 2 today with a double.
Target goes up. Cuts to the plate.
Maya Woodruff at second base.
It's
A
back.
swing and a foul ball. So Tony Vecchio now down 0-2.
Target goes up. A delivery.
The 0-2 pitch. Too high and outside. A take all the way. 1 ball, 2 strikes now.
And
The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled away. Good at bat. Staying alive. Seeing a 5th pitch now is Tony.
delivers.
Kenny Kawaguchi getting a little tired as Tony swings, and it's a ground ball that's going to get by Zena, and Tony is safe at first base. And just like that, the tying run comes up to the plate in Melissa Waters. And the Melonheads not calling a timeout. They are sticking with their man, Kenny Kawaguchi. And Melissa Waters' first pitch foul up the third base line.
Runners on first and second.
So Kenny Kawaguchi staying into pitch here. Melissa Waters representing the tying run.
And delivers.
Down to the count, 0-1.
Ball one.
Takes that one just a little bit too low. Inside, 1-1. The windup, the throw.
2-1.
Much too high, 2-1 now. So Melissa Waters ahead in the count.
And the delivery.
Here comes the 2-1 pitch.
Fouled one.
Fouled away, ripped foul. So 2-2 now to Melissa Waters. Kenny Kawaguchi holding, thinking,
Into the windup. A 2-2.
throwing.
Swinging. A ball.
That's a drive to left field, but it doesn't have enough. But Jane Davis bobbles it and then collects it and catches.
Rifles it.
Oh, Jane Davis almost gave away another base runner, but she's able to make the catch on the bobble, and the Giants are down to their final out.
Low ball one.
So Aaron Harris needs to keep the Giants season alive here with a hit. Takes ball number 1,
Swung on.
swings and fouls that one away. So 1 ball, 1 strike.
Second. 2 outs. Becomes center.
Kenny Kawaguchi trying to do it himself.
2-1.
No, much too low. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Target goes up. A 2.
Kenny Kawaguchi holds, sets, fires. Strike number 2, and the Giants are down to their final strike.
Here's the motion.
Kenny Kawaguchi, the pitch.
3 and 2.
And the fastball is much too high, so a full count now. 3-2, runners will be off with 2 outs. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on in line to left field. Stan Olofsson has it, makes the catch, and the Melonheads advance. Final score 7-4, and they come back to win game 2. They win game 3, and they will move on to play Uno in the next round of the HL playoffs. Oh, wow, I got lied to. Oh, well. All right, so after a thrilling 2 games here on the Backyard Sports Center Twitch channel, we are going to sign off. We will have a correction. The Melonheads are going to play CRK in the next round, and Uno will be playing Lil Waz. We hope to certainly have those games streamed for you here on the Backyard Sports Center. But tomorrow night, we should have a game 3 in the JL backyard streamed here. So come back and join us tomorrow night for that. Check out all the links in the bio, the Patreon, the link to the server if you want to join the Discord server. But we will see you soon back here on Backyard Sports Center.